Hey everyone, it's Michael Groff here to talk to you about your roof. With an active monsoon season expected this year, you need a name you can trust, and that's why you should call Blackstone Roofing Group for all of your roofing needs. Call for your free inspection today. Big or small, they do it all. Tile, shingle, or flat roofing, they can help, offering free inspections and more. Roofing made easy. Call 602-536-9363 or visit blackstoneroofinggroup.com to schedule your free inspection today. And if you tell them Michael Groff sent you, they'll take $500 off the price of your roof replacement. Again, that's 602-536-9363 or blackstoneroofinggroup.com. This is the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for Wednesday, the 16th of July. I'm Michael Groff. We've got clouds out there this morning. We've even had a few showers and thunderstorms over parts of the area early this morning, still continuing as I do this update. We had that wall of dust that moved into the East Valley last night after 9 p.m. That was exciting, but unfortunately, it really didn't yield much in terms of rainfall, did it? Now, what about today? Yeah, we've got the clouds. You step outside, you're going to feel that humidity is there. It sure feels like a monsoon day. But does that mean we'll get those monsoon thunderstorms? We'll talk about that, plus the weather going into the weekend. Are we going to dry out? Have model trends kind of reversed? Are we still looking at a robust monsoon activity? Is it another monsoon? Are you going to be throwing things at your computer, tablet, or phone before this is all said and done? Or those of you that watch on TV, are you going to have to go out to Costco or Best Buy and buy yourself a new $500 set? Well, let's just all calm down. Take a deep cleansing breath and get into it here as we dive on in and discuss. First, the almanac from yesterday, 107 degrees the afternoon high. 86 was the low, but that didn't occur in the morning. No, that was at 11:59 p.m. last evening with that dust and those distant thunderstorms putting in some rain-cooled air. 107 and 85 are the averages for this time of year. Speaking of rain, we didn't see any at Sky Harbor last night. Nothing in the bucket. Most spots in the valley didn't see anything. A few did early this morning, maybe the Central and North Valley, and a few spots out here in the west. We had about a trace of rain here at Studio B. Looking outside right now, just after 6 a.m., clouds out there, mostly cloudy, a few showers around. We're at 84 degrees at Sky Harbor. Dew points crept up to 63. So it's sticky out. Humidity 48%. Wind from the south-southwest at 13. Barometer falling. Temperatures out there this morning, it feels a little bit cooler than it has been in recent mornings. In fact, compared to about 3 or 4 days ago when we had the lows in the low and middle 90s, this feels kind of like an Arctic blast. We're in the low and mid 80s in most spots. Some areas even dipped into the 70s briefly. Radar shows a few showers and thunderstorms over the West Valley, the Northwest Valley, Northwest Maricopa County, and down to the south as well. These are moving west, a sign that we have those winds out of the east right now, east and southeast. So that monsoon flow is with us, and you can see that on the satellite picture as well. High pressure off to the north, and we have this area of low pressure over the Baja. And so the flow is turning east-southeasterly. That's a good setup for bringing monsoon moisture into the area, but it takes more than just that. What you kind of don't see on this, or it's very hard to see on this satellite loop, we do have a weak little MCV, a mesoscale convective vortex that's down there near Tucson this morning. And that's going to drift northwestward through central Arizona today. And that might help to focus some showers and storms around it. But as is always the case, it's complicated. All right. Here is the watch warning map. We've got some heat advisories over the southeast U.S. And where you don't see the heat advisories, just know it's still hot there. It's a National Weather Service criteria deal. Just like out here in the west over Nevada, you see those heat advisories, but generally in the west, it's hot in the summer. But those are where heat index values exceed a certain threshold based on the local criteria determined by the National Weather Service. Also, some flood watches over parts of the southeast with that area of low pressure that's plodding along over North Florida, moving out toward the northern Gulf, and that could potentially develop into a tropical depression, likely just going to be a big rainmaker for the southeast. Now, convective outlook for today, the standard slight risk of severe storms, level 2 out of 5 for places like Chicago, Milwaukee, Madison, And over toward Muskegon, Michigan, another slight risk area over parts of Colorado and southeast Wyoming. The broader severe weather risk from the lee of the Rockies all the way to the northeastern part of the country, the eastern Great Lakes. In Arizona, roughly half the state in the green. Thunderstorms possible. We don't anticipate any organized severe weather. But as always in the monsoon, any one storm can become severe. But the threat for thunderstorms today is, again, it's a complicated, very conditional threat, which we're going to outline in modeling here. Here's the precipitation outlook. This is valid through Wednesday morning of next week, courtesy of the WPC. Rain amounts in Phoenix, yeah, I know. Not good, right? Just under 1/10 of an inch. And some of the higher terrain areas of northern and eastern Arizona, 1/4 of an inch to as much as 1 inch. Now, as always with this graphic, your amount will vary. Any thunderstorm can always produce more in a localized location than what's shown here. This represents an average of what you'll see. So what's going on? What the heck, Mike? Let's figure it out as we dive on into the modeling, see what the future may hold. Here we go, the GFS. It's the 06Z run. This is valid. At 2 o'clock this afternoon, the upper look at 500 millibars, about 18,000 feet off the ground. Okay, we've got a ridge that's over the northeast Pacific, another one here over the southwest. We've got that area of low pressure over the Baja. And not depicted on the broader synoptic look, but there is that little MCV across southeast Arizona. So what it all means for us down at the surface for the rest of the day today, a pretty typical monsoon setup, more or less, with partly sunny sky. It'll be not nearly as warm as it's been, highs upper 90s to about 101, with scattered, mainly afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms, except the extra little pieces to this puzzle, that area of low pressure well to the south of us over the Baja, and this weak MCV, this little mesoscale convective vortice that's spinning over southern Arizona today. And that should help to focus some showers and storms, but there's a couple of issues. There's some mitigating factors that we have to talk about. Number one, we have a lot of clouds around over southern Arizona this morning. And that's going to limit the thermodynamic support, the sun getting in. The sun heats the ground heats the air. That boils up those clouds for the showers and thunderstorms. Now, certainly, if you step outside, you feel that moisture we have. You know it's muggy out. But if we can't get that sun to help destabilize the atmosphere, and then what happens to this MCV? Well, the high-resolution models haven't done the greatest job at initializing it, but speaking of those, let's take a look anyway. This is our HRRR, one of our convective allowing models. This is the high-resolution rapid refresh. It's at noon today. This is the simulated radar product, what the radar might look like. And it does show at least a few showers and storms here over south central Arizona, including Phoenix. So we do have that chance of storms anytime through the day today. It is conditionally unstable enough for that. But the storms that we see will be hit and miss, and that's why we're not really confident in any one spot getting wet. And so as a result, rain chances today are generally in that 20 to 30% bracket. What we're really watching is the east central and southeastern portions of the state today. If we get showers and storms to develop down there, the more storms we see, the better our chances of getting those storms into the lower deserts, including Phoenix, will be tonight and even into the early morning hours on Thursday. And again, a mitigating factor is we had a lot of storms down there last night. The atmosphere kind of worked over. Can we get the clouds to clear out, the atmosphere to kind of turn over and bubble up some more storms down there today? And that's kind of the $64,000 question. I do think there will be some storms there, but we're really hoping for a more widespread coverage over southeast Arizona, and I just am not very confident we're going to see that. So for tonight, we will increase the chance of storms slightly, about a 30 to 40% chance of rain here in the valley. Scattered showers and storms, but again, keywords scattered. Overnight lows tonight generally in the upper 70s to mid 80s. Yes, so today below average with highs upper 90s to 101, lows in the 70s and 80s tonight, and then tomorrow mostly cloudy in the morning, scattered showers and thunderstorms possible, and that area of low pressure that's down to the south of us over the Baja is going to begin to lift northward. Models are still split on exactly how this plays out, but the general consensus is that sometime tomorrow night, maybe as late as early Friday, we could see that drier air start to punch in. When that happens is a little uncertain, but it's going to happen. It sure looks like a given at this point. So through the day tomorrow, we'll still call for about a 30 to 40% chance of storms, but those chances are going to decrease by tomorrow night. Highs tomorrow will still remain below average, upper 90s to about 102. But then as we go to Friday, the drier air is coming in. Only isolated, mainly afternoon and evening showers and storms will be with us. Yes, we could still see a stray storm here in the valley, not out of the question, and any storm could still put down gusty winds, blowing dust, lightning, and some brief heavy rain. But that risk is pretty small, only about a 10% chance for Friday afternoon and Friday evening. Better chances, slightly better chances over the higher terrain of northern and eastern Arizona, but even at that, not exactly great. And so for the weekend, we're going to continue this drying trend. Temperature's going to slowly warm up. Friday, we'll see highs generally about 100 to 105. We'll warm it up to about 103 to 108 for Saturday and Sunday. And in Phoenix, we're just not including the mention of showers and storms. The chance of rain, I guess, mathematically isn't completely zero, but it's not even worth putting in the forecast. And even statewide, Flagstaff, Payson, Show Low, Safford, down toward Douglas and Bisbee, Sierra Vista, Tucson, even there, storm chances will be very small, only isolated in nature. So if you have any plans up north or over the higher terrain of eastern Arizona, southeast Arizona, don't cancel any outdoor activities. Yes, there could be some storms midday through early evening, but they'll be hit and miss, and they probably won't last long either. All right, so as we go into next week, not much is going to change. High pressure looks like it's going to set up shop over the southeast United States and the Gulf, and we're going to be on the far western edge of that. And off to our west, a developing Rex block is going to set up, so the flow aloft over much of Arizona is going to be south, maybe southwesterly. Now, we will see enough moisture for some widely scattered, mainly afternoon and evening showers and storms over the eastern third, potentially eastern half of the state. Phoenix kind of right on the edge, but again, storms just isolated. So very low end chances for storms Monday and Tuesday. High temperatures with the ridge pretty far away. They're not going to be all that hot. Yes, it's hot. Of course, it's Phoenix in July, but nothing record breaking, probably staying under 110 degrees with highs generally, again, around 103 to 108 each afternoon, which given the summers we've had recently, that doesn't sound so bad. All right, here's a week from today. This is Wednesday, the 23rd. And again, high pressure sits over the southeast U.S., the eastern half of the country. We've got a Rex block that's over the East Pacific, which is kind of unusual for the summer. Big ridge over the Northeast Pacific, the Gulf of Alaska. An area of low pressure is stuck, like Chuck, underneath that. And when you see that, that's a Rex block. We see those frequently in the winter, but in the summer, it's a little bit more unusual, at least in that kind of a configuration. So, just to the west of us, very dry air is present. Just to the east of us, there's that monsoon moisture, and east and south of us, we're right on the edge of it. A few showers and storms for the higher terrain of eastern Arizona, a stray storm in the deserts, that's about it. Same thing Thursday. Temperatures remaining pretty close to seasonal averages. Again, about 103 to 108 each afternoon. Here's the end of the forecast period, Friday, the 25th of July. The GFS is trying to develop a ridge right there over the Four Corners. That would be more conducive for monsoon moisture to come in, southeasterly flow. So we'd see a more typical, widely scattered, mainly afternoon and evening shower and thunderstorm forecast over at least the central and eastern portions of the state, including Phoenix. But I would be lying to you if I told you I was really confident in that solution, because the European and the European AI keep this Rex block. In fact, they sort of show this transitioning into more of a broad, baggy trough that sits over the southwest U.S. with heights actually slightly below average and no rain chances. So temperatures would probably be around 100 to 105 in those scenarios, but we'd have no chance of precipitation. Versus the GFS scenario, which has highs 105 to 110 and only slight chances, but at least there'd be a low-grade monsoon forecast. In effect, it's pick your poison. There's nothing here that indicates a just incredible surge of monsoon moisture, great chances of rain. I'd love to tell you that we have that, but I know right now you're sitting there saying, yeah, I know, Mike. I kind of could tell where this was going at the beginning of the video. Great. It's another monsoon. I'm writing off the rest of it. Screw August, screw September. I'm going to Minnesota for the rest of the summer. I'm out. Well, don't do that. I mean, Minnesota's lovely, but don't do that. You know, we still have a couple of months to go in this monsoon season. Maybe things will turn around. Plus, it's weather. You never know. This is 10 days out. I promise you this is going to change between now and then. All right, looking at rainfall for Phoenix. This goes out through the 30th of the month. It's off the GFS ensemble. Got to keep hope alive, right? The ensemble mean here, about a half an inch. European ensemble, much less so. The ensemble mean well under a quarter of an inch, and there are some members in this 51-member ensemble that show nothing at all. Temperatures off the national blend of models below average today, tomorrow, warming up as we go into the weekend and next week to around seasonal averages, maybe a bit above that out by 10 days. What you don't see here is record-breaking heat, just kind of regular old July heat here in the Southwest. And again, given the hottest summer on record last year and the hottest summer on record before that was 2023, and then what was the hottest summer before that in 2020, we'll take it, all right? It's not so bad. I know, I'm trying to find the silver lining. We're trying to find a little bit of optimism this morning because why not? All right, and then let's take a look at the Climate Prediction Center, Alex, CPC Outlook. This is for the 8 to 14-day period through July 29th. And if this is right, temperatures at or maybe leaning slightly toward above average temperatures here across Arizona. Precipitation is slated to be near average, which we'd take near average because at least near average means typical monsoon weather around here. July and August, these are the wettest times of the year for us. And so even if it's near average, that's okay. But that more bullish above average area that was over the Southwest with previous outlooks isn't there anymore. So we kind of see where this is trending, right? And that is going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video due back here tomorrow morning. Should you happen to enjoy these videos, then be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell. Leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. That helps us out. You know what else helps us out was when you support the channel by clicking that thanks icon, making a monetary contribution to us, $2, $5, $82,977.12, or any amount therein between. Or, of course, donating to our PayPal, Groff Show at gmail.com is that PayPal address. It's GROFF show at gmail.com for PayPal. Our Venmo, that's also linked up down in the description. All right, the executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion, although I'm not sure she's going to want her name on this video because it's not a happy video. I know, I get it, but she is my OAO, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name, Sweet Child Arizona, talking about my Michelle. Check her out, blogs, videos, everything Michelle related, Adriana related, and just otherworldly related. It is all linked up down in the description, as is our streaming station, available 24/7, 365. It's called KMGX. We play a whole lot of music, like a metric ton of music. We have a lot of fun over there, and so I hope you check that out, linked up down in the description. Also, check out our friend Dan over there at the Courtroom Files channel, courtroomfiles.com, thecourtroomfiles.com. Check him out. Again, linked up in the description. Really want you to give that a look as well. LawTube at its finest. And getting better every day, too. So, you think we're busy here? No. This guy puts in, he's got like 3-4 videos a day plus live streams. I'll tell you what, one day we'll do that. We'll be popular enough. We'll hire a whole staff here. But until then, one video, maybe in the future, though, we're going to expand this empire a little bit and do other videos as well. More about that to come in the future. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. All of your continued support. It is so greatly appreciated. Please be safe. Stay cool, stay hydrated out there, and you guys have and enjoy the rain where you can find it, of course, and have yourselves a delightful rest of your Wednesday. Almost forgot what day it was.